Good morning. The Loudoun County School Board, you may have heard, has faced pressure from both the state and federal governments to repeal its policies on transgender students. But on Tuesday, the school board made it official. Until a court says otherwise, those policies are here to stay. For Thursday, September 4th, it's your Loudoun Now Morning Minute. The Community Foundation for Loudoun and Northern Fauquier Counties invites you to their 2025 Roots and Legacies Awards Dinner and Gala on Friday, November 21st at Gordon Springs in Purcellville. They congratulate this year's Philanthropist of the Year, Jim and Rebecca McDermott, Changemaker of the Year, Father Daniel Velez Rivera, and Morven Park, winner of the Nonprofit Achievement Award. Roots and Legacies will be a night to remember, and event proceeds support the Community Foundation's mission to grow community giving. Tickets and sponsorships are now available at communityfoundationlf.org. Thanks for being with us. I'm Rence Green. Loudoun County Public Schools Policy 8040, which sets out protections for transgender students, has been a political hot button, it seems fair to say. The Republican state and federal administrations have both pressured Loudoun to get rid of that policy, threatening to cut funding and even refer the district for federal investigation. The U.S. Department of Education Office of Civil Rights alleges that the policy violates Title IX. But earlier this week, the school board voted once again to keep that policy in place. This came after a proposal by Leesburg School Board member Lauren Chernoff to rescind those regulations and launch a new review of options to protect the privacy and dignity of students.
Considering recent public input as well as the findings from the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights, I feel that this conversation is necessary. Knowing that this policy impacts our students directly, I want to approach this topic with compassion and grace, acknowledging both the tension and engagement that it has garnered since its inception. Although we have already moved forward with our response to OCR and have clarity there, that in and of itself doesn't give us clarity on this specific policy.
But School Board Chair Melinda Mansfield from the Dulles District countered with a motion declaring the school division would postpone any further review or action concerning Policy 8040 until after all related federal and/or state investigations are concluded and until there are new rulings from the U.S. Court of Appeals or the U.S. Supreme Court. She said misinformation about gender identity is being weaponized to score political points at the expense of vulnerable children.
At the center of every policy,
and
every conversation, there should be one fundamental principle, and that is recognizing and honoring each other's humanity. And that principle is being tested now across our country, our state, our communities, and right here in our schools. We are witnessing an unprecedented wave of attacks on transgender people, particularly trans youth, at nearly every level of government, in state houses, in school boards, and on national and international stages. And we're seeing efforts not to just erase identities, but to vilify them. This is not accidental. It's strategic. It is harmful, and it is deeply wrong.
As you can tell, the school board is not unanimous on this one. Catoctin District member Carrie LaBelle said she's pushed many times to have the school board discuss these policies again, but been blocked. And Ashburn District member Deanna Griffiths said the policy throws other students into disarray. But the school board majority backed Mansfield's motion. Here's Algonquin District member April Chandler, who pointed out there is a conflicting ruling from a federal court.
We are treading on very dangerous ground. We know there's an inherent conflict between the federal administrative guidance and the federal case law that applies to LCPS. I personally do not see the wisdom in engaging in any current speculative interpretations when we know this is going to be decided in court. And engaging in these divisive conversations in this uncertain moment is, I believe, potentially detrimental to the school board and the division.
Mansfield's motion passed by one vote, 5-4, with Chernoff, Griffiths, LaBelle, and at-large member Ann Donahue opposed. Go to loudounnow.com/morningminute to check out the whole story. In other news, yesterday morning, Leesburg Police Dispatch announced the final radio call for Lieutenant Bob Thompson, marking the end of his last shift and his retirement after more than 25 years of service to the town. Before working in law enforcement in Leesburg, Thompson served 9 years in the United States Army across active duty, National Guard, and reserve assignments. As a counterintelligence special agent, he deployed in support of Operation Just Cause in Panama and Operation Desert Storm in Saudi Arabia. His military career was recognized with the Meritorious Service Medal and 2 Army Commendation Medals. Thompson joined the Leesburg Police Department in 1999 after serving with the George Washington University Police Department for 2 years. Throughout his tenure, he's held a wide range of roles and leadership positions, including patrol officer, detective, specializing in crimes against children, patrol sergeant, and hostage negotiation team leader. He also earned 2 Victim Services Awards from the Loudoun County Commonwealth's Attorney and an Allies in Prevention Award from Stop Child Abuse Now, or SCAN, of Northern Virginia. Leesburg Police Chief Thea Pernat said Thompson has been a pillar of leadership, dedication, and compassion throughout his career. Speaking of Leesburg, the town of Leesburg has announced the next Meet the Mayor event with Mayor Kelly Burke on Wednesday, September 10th at Pupatella Pizza, 350 East Market Street in Leesburg. The town regularly holds this event at different spots across town. According to a Town of Leesburg press release, Meet the Mayor events, quote, provide an informal setting for residents and stakeholders to share ideas, concerns, and ask questions to the mayor. The Loudoun County Fire Marshal's Office has said an unattended candle is to blame for a Sterling house catching fire Tuesday night. Fire and rescue units from Sterling Park, Cascades, Kincora, and Fairfax County were dispatched just after 9 p.m. for a reported house fire in the 100 block of North Sequoia Court. All occupants had evacuated and were located safely outside. Damages to the home are estimated at $275,000 for the structure and $75,000 for the contents. One neighboring home also suffered heat damage to the exterior. The fire marshal's office determined a candle on the back deck ignited nearby combustible materials. And yesterday morning, the Loudoun County Chamber of Commerce gathered county and regional leaders on transportation for an update on the state and the future of transportation and transit around our region. New bus routes, big plans for new terminals at Dulles Airport, strategies for funding Metro Rail. There was plenty to cover, so check out that story and get the full story on this and all these stories over at loudounnow.com. On today's Get Out Loudoun calendar, the Loudoun Wildlife Conservancy presents Storytime at Watermark Woods Native Plants in Hamilton today at 10:30 a.m. While kids ages 4 to 7 enjoy the stories, parents can browse the native plants. Loudoun County Public Schools and the Loudoun Education Association will host a potluck meetup at Douglas Community Center for retired teachers, administrators, and support personnel from LCPS. They encourage everyone to wear tropical attire to add to the festive atmosphere. There's a link to RSVP on our calendar. And Justin Swade will play Spanky's Shenanigans tonight, starting at 6 p.m. Check out the rest of the events calendar at getoutloudoun.com. And if you like the Morning Minute, tell the mayor of Leesburg about the podcast when you meet her, although I'm pretty sure she already knows about it, and tell all your friends and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and it'll be waiting for you there every morning. Okay, have a great day.